and welcome to today's video, which is the second part of our module on how to prepare yourself for success in English. So in the last module, we looked at how to prepare your mind for success in English and help to overcome these limiting beliefs. One of the limiting beliefs which many people have is that they don't have enough time to improve their English, okay? So in this module, we're going to look at how you can manage your time for success in English. I love the quote from today is, the bad news is time flies. The good news is you are the pilot. So let's have a look at how you can be the pilot of your own time and find the time you need for success in English. So the objective of this module or this video is to change your mentality or limiting belief from I don't have the time for English and learn how to find the time and ensure success in English. So a few months ago, I did a survey with over 100 participants, and I was asking them about the main obstacles they have when it comes to improving their English. Okay, so in the first pie chart here on the left of the slide, the question was, as you can see, how important is English in the professional life of the participants? So 95.6% of the participants answered that English was between important and essential in their professional lives. Okay, so essential was over a third of the participants, but 95.6% recognise it's important, very important, or essential for their professional life. However, in the top right pie chart, we can see that the majority of the people still only have between a basic and intermediate level. So not a very high percentage of people actually have an advanced level, which is what they need for their professional lives. So knowing that it's that important or even essential for their professional life, why haven't these people managed to get the advanced level that they need? And the reason for that is in the bottom right pie chart. The majority of people said that it was a lack of time that is the main obstacle to them improving their English. In this slide, I've given you a few ideas on how to make time and become a fluent English speaker, okay? The first point is we have to make sure that you understand that for you, English is a priority, not an activity to do if you have time. Because if that's the case, you're not going to find the time, or you find some time that you need, but you're not going to get the English level that you really want to achieve, okay? So think about it. Is English a priority for you? If the answer is yes, then keep that in mind. It's really important to keep that in mind. And that way, you'll find it easier to dedicate the time you need to get the English level you want. So first, define if for you English is a priority or not. The second idea is little and often. So find tasks that give you English contact time that don't take up a lot of time in the day, but that you can do frequently, so that are easily accessible tasks, okay? Tasks that you can do in 10 to 20 minutes, several times a day or several times a week, okay? It's better to do things little and often than try to dedicate 2 hours every day to learning English if it's not something that can reasonably and realistically fit into your schedules. The third point is to use your time wisely to be effective. So don't try to focus on 2 or 3 things at the same time. Don't multitask. If you've dedicated time to English contact or learning English, focus on that for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Don't try and do other things at the same time, and don't let things distract you. Also, choose the right moments in the day to have your English contact time. A lot of people ask me about watching series, if that's a good idea to improve their English. So watching series in the original version with subtitles is fantastic. You can improve your listening, learn a lot of vocabulary, it's really good. But the issue is sometimes, or many people, myself included, we watch series at the end of a day in order to relax and disconnect. So at that moment in the day, our brains aren't really prepared for learning English, especially if it's a task that we find difficult at first. So I recommend that watching series, if it's your disconnection time, then don't use it as a learning English time. Enjoy your series and relax, and choose a different moment in the day to dedicate to English. All right, so use your time wisely to be effective. And finally, choose activities which are going to improve several English skills at the same time and which you enjoy doing. So that way, you're going to really make the most of the 15-20 minutes that you're dedicating to English to improve several abilities or skills at the same time. For example, watching a video for 15 or 20 minutes in English, you're going to learn vocabulary and also pronunciation. You can listen to how the person pronounces the words and improve your comprehension. So in 15-20 minutes, you've improved 3 of your skills, okay? For example, in English class, of course, in an English class with a professional teacher, you're going to improve all of the skills, okay, in 1 hour. So that's a super efficient way to make use of your time. The point that they should be enjoyable is really important as well, because obviously we're not going to dedicate time to things which are boring and things we don't enjoy. Okay, so find tasks that are enjoyable for you. So here are some ideas of quick and effective English practice, okay, that don't take up too much time, and you can see that they touch on several skills. Not one of them is only to improve one English skill. So for example, TED Talks, I don't know if you already watch TED Talks, but if you do, they're fantastic because you can choose short TED Talks. You can filter by duration. So choose for TED Talks which are less than 6 minutes long. And the people who speak in the TED Talks are from all around the world, so you can listen to different accents. All of the TED Talks have subtitles and transcripts. So a nice idea is to spend 20 minutes, okay, the TED Talk lasts 4 to 6 minutes, and you can repeat the TED Talk 2 or 3 times, okay? That way you can start with subtitles, okay, the first time, and then if you understand the video quite well, if you look up the vocabulary that you didn't know, and then repeat the video without subtitles and see how the listening goes, okay? Another step you can add is first read the transcript of the video and look up vocabulary. Second, watch the video with subtitles. And third, watch the video without subtitles. So in 20 minutes, you're getting really good listening practice, listening to different accents and learning a lot of new vocabulary. And they're really interesting. So you can choose talks which are interesting and relevant to you. Obviously, your English class is going to touch on all of the skills. Translating texts, so take an article or a text which is interesting and useful for you, and time yourself for 15 minutes and translate a chunk of that article, either from Spanish to English or English to Spanish. Translation's a fantastic way of learning vocabulary and improving comprehension. The same, read for 15 minutes. So choose a book that you enjoy and just time yourself to read a part of the book for 15 minutes and then stop and look up vocabulary as you go. Rewatching films or series, so films or series that you already watched in Spanish, that you already know the characters and the context and the story, they're a good option to watch then in the original version, okay, because it's not as tiring because you already know what's happening, and that way you can focus more on the vocabulary and the listening. Simple atomic habits, okay, which we're going to look at in the next video. Small habits, tiny changes are, for example, changing your social media accounts that you follow to follow more accounts in English, so you can listen to people speaking English on social media if that's something that you often do in your downtime. Okay, so changing your social media accounts to following people who speak in English. And you can also make other small changes, like change the language of your computer, of your mobile phone. These small changes are all really good for getting more English contact time. Okay, talk to yourself in English. So this is something that I do a lot with Spanish. I talk to myself, which sounds weird, but planning what I want to say, planning things, set phrases or set conversations, which I often have in Spanish. And when I'm walking my dogs, I talk to myself or inside my head so people don't think I'm crazy. And I plan the conversations as I go. And that really actually does quite help because you're preparing yourself for different situations. And the last example I have here is to write a short English journal entry. So in the morning, might be a nice time when you're feeling more awake. When you're having a coffee, sit down and write a small paragraph on what you did the day before, or who you spoke to, or if you had any business meetings in English, write about that. But just get into the habit of writing short texts in English. And writing is a great way of learning vocabulary, and trying to phrase things in a correct way, because you have more time to think when you're writing. When you're speaking or listening, it goes so fast, but writing, you have time to stop and think about how you want to express yourself. So these are some ideas of short English contact time, which can touch on several skills at once. So it's a really effective use of your time. So this is the end of today's video. Activities for you today are, first, use the English as a priority document to write down why improving English is a priority for you, and not just a if I have time activity, okay? So we're going to really get into our heads that English is a priority, and that's why we need to find time to improve it, okay? And secondly, I want you to start brainstorming different activities that you can do, like the previous slide I showed you, which fit into your day, which are interesting and enjoyable for you, and which help several English skills or abilities at the same time. So those are the activities for today's module. In the next module, we're going to look at how to put these activities into a system and fit them into your day. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next video.